I try and communicate my mission in my day-to-day conversations. And as an artist, you're always looking for new and inventive and innovative ways to express yourself, right? I mean, I studied acting for 3 years. And in those 3 years, I was able to step into character, step out of character. I was able to be on stage. I was able to step into the light and give performances that I believed were riveting, but also relatable. And at the moment, I'm trying to communicate my vision in my coaching and in my artistry, in my music, and in my one-on-one conversations. So, yeah.
And what is the title of the album and why?
So the title of the album is called The Tales of Christopher Robin. And if you look at the cover art, it's Christopher Robin talking to Winnie the Pooh. And Christopher Robin has grown up. He's somewhere in his 20s. He's grown a full beard. He's got tattoos. He's got a cigarette. He's got a watch on, and he's talking to Winnie the Pooh. And Winnie the Pooh was one of my favorite things as a child. It was one of my passionate pastimes. It was one of the things that I got to escape into, and I loved Winnie the Pooh. And my dad used to call me Christopher Robin. So my dad knew as a child I loved watching Winnie the Pooh, and he would always say Christopher Robin, and then that would be an indication that I must respond and be like, yes, I'm here, whatever the case is. So the concept of Christopher Robin and Winnie the Pooh is essential to the basic fundamental upbringing that I had. It spoke of innocence, it spoke of purity, it spoke of being untouched from the harmful things of the world. And what the cover art is explaining is that as you grow up, the realities of evil in this world start to attack you, or you start to recognize evil in this world. What I'm trying to convey in the Tales of Christopher Robin, regardless of who you are, you grow up in an environment that is sheltered when you're a small child, and that innocence, that purity, you being untouched, is actually ripped away from you. It's stripped away from you. For all of us adults have been stripped of our innocence in some way or another. And this album is me exploring that. It's me exploring the fact that there are evil forces in this world. And for us to be ignorant of that is a mistake. We have to acknowledge that, and we have to barricade, fortify, and protect ourselves from these forces. But it doesn't change the reality. So that's in general what the album's about.
And please would you tell us what are the central themes that you talk about in your album?
So one of the central themes in the album is loss and death. And I've approached this album in a very Davidic and psalmist way, right? If you read the Bible, if you read how David talks to God in his Psalms, if you read his poetry, if you read his songs, if you read the way that he's reaching out to God, the way he's questioning, the way he's wrestling, the way that he's trying to navigate and understand his circumstances. And those circumstances aren't fake, and those circumstances aren't comfortable. Those circumstances are very, very uncomfortable. And I've used that same tone in this album to show people something that a good friend of mine once said. The amount of faith you have when you are wrestling with God is the exact same amount, if not more faith than you have when you are rejoicing with God. And I'm at a place where I'm wrestling with God. And I'm at a place where I'm meandering through the uncertainty of my own decisions, of my own mistakes, of some of the things that I perhaps did do and maybe didn't do, and how that relates to my father,